I am not in the mood to go to another doctor. Okay, if you live in chronic pain, I bet you can relate to what I just said. I'm tired, and I have to actually see all new doctors this year because my healthcare changed. So I have a new healthcare company because affordable healthcare for me is not so much. But it really wasn't last year, but now it's insane. I mean, I'm like, can you see the numbers? Are we looking at the same numbers? Because it's based on income. Can you see what kind of math are y'all mathing up in here? But anyway, I have to pick all new doctors, and I have seen all of them already. Last year, I got a paper. I'm rattling this paper of my notes with my chicken scratch from these neurologically challenged hands and my brain fog and my recent vitrectomy. I'm like almost 6 months out, so I have blurry vision, need cataract surgery. But anyway, I have to start all over again, and I'm not in the mood. Okay? Hi. I'm Rakia of Mind the Rakia, and I am a medical trauma, mold toxicity survivor, and I created this channel, without shaking the table, I created this channel to heal and hope others heal along with me and share my journey and let people know that if you're going through, you have chronic pain, undiagnosed pain, you're suffering from mold toxicity, you have neurological problems, musculoskeletal, eyes, knees, hysterectomy, back, okay, any of that, I'm your girl. So I created this channel for that. And now this year, instead of continuing on with the information I found out last year, because I found out at the end of the year that I was living in a toxic environment. I mean, like a real toxic environment, mold toxicity, Stachybotrys, Aspergillus, Chaetonium, who else was there? You name it. Penicillium. They were all there, on the swab, and I have been there for 18 years. Yeah, that's a long time, but I had 13 years of, oh boy, we're not stopping. For the past 13 years, I had 5 major surgeries, and none of them were connected. And so finally, after I had a hysterectomy in 2017, finally, after going through all that came with that, and that's another story for another time, all that came with that, and then all that came with the spine, and then the last thing was my eyes. I had a vitrectomy in the end of July, and right around September, October is when I found out about the mold toxicity, and I had to move, but I had the blurry vision and everything. But I can't continue on. Like, I can't get the cataract with the doctor I wanted to get. And I have to start all over again with the primary care and getting passed out to the specialist, etc. And I'm hoping, I'm with Kaiser now, so I'm hoping that since they're all in-house, maybe, at least I won't get no you out-of-network bills. Let's not talk about that. That's another story for another time. But anyway, I don't feel like going. I don't want to. I'm trying to research the doctors. I'm looking at the reviews, and it's traumatizing to me because I've done it so much. And it took one doctor. I never stopped. My son was like, why don't you just take a break? I'm like, no, because I got to find out what's wrong with me. It took one doctor to point me in the direction of mold toxicity out of the hundreds. Okay, it had to be hundreds. I hadn't counted them. I can't. Okay. But I'm not in the mood. I mean, okay, so the things I'm not in the mood for. The first thing, aside from finding the right doctor, and we sifting through that with the fake reviews, or they have the whole website about how they are, patient care, and the patient is first, and this is what we are really, patient forward, and blah blah blah. And then you get in and they treat you like crap. Now maybe it's a skin thing, but I'm over it, okay, and I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to fill out that paperwork. The paperwork, I think, is more traumatizing because you have to, you got to fill out when did you have this, when did you have that, and you got to remember these things. So I'm talking about from 2013 onward. I got to remember all these things, and then from 2017, just all kind of doctors, all kind of problems, and I have to sit there and relive those things each time I fill it out. And if you're seeing 10 specialists, that's a whole lot of remembering. There's a whole lot of traumatizing things that you think about, because when you're traumatized, when you live in chronic pain and you don't know what's wrong with you, and once you get one little piece of the puzzle, okay, you need to have a spinal fusion, okay, and you get the fusion, and you're recovering. The recovery in itself is a problem, but you get through that. you push out all the other stuff from beforehand. But when you fill out that paperwork, you have to relive it all over again. And they should have a better system. Whereas the care team has been contacted. I don't want to talk about that right now. That's definitely another story. But anyway, it's like, I don't want to do the paperwork. I really don't want to do when I walk into I'm in the office waiting for you forever, but that's okay. And then you bust in the door. The doctors just come in the door. Hey, how you doing? Great. How's it going? Good. I'm like, is this a doctor's office? Or are we at the jazz club? Like, good evening. How's it going tonight? What does that even mean? I'm here. Did you read my intake form that I had to fill out with my neurologically challenged hands and my blurry vision and my brain fog? Did you look at it before I came in this door? Or you have the doctors that already know what they're going to tell you have before you get in, before they come in the door. So before they come in, they already know what they're going to say to you. They got their drug lined up. They know which one they're going to push. And they're just going to talk to you for a minute. We're going to run some tests, but I think blah, blah, blah. Even in running the test, they're really looking for, okay, this is the one she's going to need this drug. And it's too much. And sometimes, you get doctors that really care. I had a really good surgeon that did my spinal fusion, and he literally, I had been seen, like, I think I saw 2 to 3. I saw 2 before him and 1 afterwards. So I was just checking one more time. And they were all like, well, maybe you can do 1 level, or I don't know, I don't see it. And he just looked at the x-ray. I was like, do you need to do an injection, to see if this is the spot? He was like, I'm looking right at it. And he did my surgery, and, it was working well until it wasn't, because I found out later on down the line that I had been living with toxic mold. So basically, I already know what's wrong with me. I'm in the process of detoxing. Aside from the surgeries I'm recovering from, I have the neurological problem. I have what they call generalized sensory motor axonal polyneuropathy. That's a lot, right? That's like a whole lot. But it basically means that my motor and sensory skills are messed up because of my nerves. And even like my processing, brain fog, all of that. And so I know I'm looking for an environmental medicine doctor or a functional medicine doctor. And those aren't usually covered under general, insurance, like the mainstream medical field. And I don't want to go through the loop-de-loop of, see 10,000 doctors and maybe by chance I find one that knows something. Like, that's how I found the doctor that helped me. So it's like, I don't want to do it. And I know I have to, because there's certain things I have to do. But that's where I'm at. Also, please comment if you are in the process of finding new doctors and you're just not in the mood, or if you're just not in the mood to go to the one you already know. Because I've seen all y'all. That's what that's what I told my primary care doctor once I had my mold toxicity diagnosis. I'm like, look, I done seen all y'all. Okay, this is what it is. Point me in the right direction so I can get the help that I need. But that's where I'm at. I'm not, let me look at my notes, because brain fog, and then my mind, ADHD, I'm a creative, I speak in songs and riddles and all kinds of stuff, so I let's stay on track. But basically that's what I wanted to say. And if there's anybody out there who can feel me, you're feeling the same thing, you don't want to go, I guess what we can do is when we go, you come prepared, be your own advocate, be ready to tell the doctor, no, here are the results from my 18 MRIs or my blood work or my this or my that. Keep your records and have them with you, because they're your records. Sometimes they want you to pay, sometimes they don't want to give them to you, or they won't go over the results. That's another story for another time. But, go in there ready to fight for yourself and let them know, I've seen X amount of doctors, and I just want to move forward with that. And if you feel like you're not being treated properly, at this point, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing unnecessary and disrespect. Well, disrespect is never necessary, but I'm not doing unnecessary trauma. I'm not doing let me just, because you know what, I'm gullible. So I'm thinking I will go to the doctor and they're like smiling and they're doing the jazz medicine and jazz club talk. It's jazz medicine. That's another one. I have this medicine I call jazz meds because when I take it, it makes me feel like good evening. But I don't like to take it because I want to know what's wrong with me. But if I'm having the worst day ever, it's jazz med time. But anyway, I don't know if my computer just went off while I'm here doing this video. It's a lot happening. I guess it's time to stop. If for some reason you made it this far and you like this video, please like, share with people that are living with chronic pain. Subscribe to my channel. I have a whole lot more to share. This is the Mind of Rakia, where I tell all my business so it won't be yours. Trying to find a button to click off now. Bye.